What is up, you guys? Let's talk about Meta. This is a company that I purchased long term. I plan to add a lot more over the next coming months. And I want to do a little bit of an update because it's been about a month and a half since I've talked about Meta. Today, Mark Zuckerberg actually did debut the new Meta Quest Pro VR headset that is going to cost $1,500, which is like three times the amount that the normal Quest takes, which is I think like they have it at 400, but I think you can get it on Amazon for like $300. And that's a huge price increase. So Zuckerberg debuted the device of Meta's Kinect conference geared towards VR and augmented developers. The new headset costs $1,100 more than the Meta's Quest 2 headset, which contains new technologies like advanced mobile Snapdragon computer chip developed with Qualcomm that helps the device to produce more advanced graphics. The new headset contains some mixed reality features that can blend some elements of the virtual world with the physical world. That is huge. Zuckerberg has touted that that's an important feature in the creation of the metaverse, which refers to digital world as people can access VR and AR headsets. Some Microsoft apps that people will be using to access with the Quest device include Team Chat app, Microsoft 360, work software, and the company's Xbox Cloud gaming service. Quote, you'll be able to play 2D games with your Xbox controller projected on a massive screen on the Quest, Nadella said. In its early days, we're excited for what's to come. Meta shares were down about 4.5% today, trading at $127. And as you guys can see, looking at a weekly chart, Meta has now once again hit 52-week lows. The stock is down from August of 2021, 66%, and we are actually hitting lows right now lower than we were in the pandemic and about to be lower than we were in that massive drop in 2018. Now, I still believe that this company is a phenomenal company. The last video I made did not age quite well. Somebody put that in the comments today, and they're completely right. Not all these videos age well, and when I'm investing in a company for the long term, I don't care really how it ages well in like the next 3 to 6 months. I'm looking at how this video will age in the next 10 years. And not all of them will age right. I've had some long-term investments that have done me very dirty. And I've also had some long-term investments like Moderna, Neo, Roblox at the time. Tesla was one that did me dirty for a bit, but ultimately ended up doing really, 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 really well and made me a lot of the wealth that I have today was through a lot of those investments. So I'm not really worried about what happening short term, but with us hitting this range down here like $129, Meta is at a phenomenal price point. I mean, even if you were to look at the low projections that we have talked about, we're really not that far away. Looking at these lowest projections, if you think the stock or if you think the company can at the very least grow at 5% over the next 10 years, 15% profit margins, 15% free cash flow, 10 PE with a desired return of 15%, we're starting to get nowhere near the $67 price point, which you can see here, but still we're getting to a very attractive price range. We're under the 154, which we initially talked about. So that's looking at 10% growth with 20% margins, 20% free cash flow, 15 PE, which I think that's very, very conservative. I would really say that this is like the low, but I try to run very conservative numbers. And right now we're trading at 128.54, which is under that mid. And this is just a solid company hitting all eight pillars. PE ratio is 13 right now. 5-year return on invested cash is 16.7. The 5-year growth rate is 5-year growth is 70 billion. Net income growth is 14 billion over 5 years. Shares outstanding, they're not diluting shareholders. Cash flow growth over 5 years is going up. Like, this is just a phenomenal company. Price to sales is 2.91. It's just ridiculous, guys. Like, this is just such a phenomenal company that's extremely undervalued, and in my opinion, still has a lot of room to grow as the company is continuing to pivot. Now, with that being said, I will still be honest with you, and I will still say that we're not looking too hot from a massive charting time frame. I mean, once we broke this upward trend here on the monthly chart, we have since then snapped that. We're down on this support. If we continue to break this, there is not a lot of volume until we hit $76. So where I am right now, I do have a pretty solid position on Meta. I'm thinking, right now I have about 35% of my portfolio in the market right now, and I can plan to buy more and more. But if Meta, I hope Meta can snap $128, and I'd love to see Meta down at $60 because I would easily buy another 400 shares of Meta as we continue to go down, and probably looking to start selling some cash secured puts because I'll just bring up Webull right now. But if you were to even look at Webull, which let's just take a look. I don't really use this too much, but I feel like it's easier explaining it on here than explaining it on TOS. Let's get rid of verticals and let's just look at some straight up single options. And let's just get rid of this here. So let's say that you want to buy Meta, in the next couple of months. I've been looking a lot at these December price points, these December 16th, because they have 66 days till expiration. So if we were to snap this support at 128, I could easily see Meta dropping down to about $88, maybe even $100 is a good chunk of support there. So what I've been looking to do is sell some cash secured puts at $100. And if I were to sell some cash secured puts at $100, you can see there's good volume on these, 304 today. OTM percentage, which is the percentage of our profitability, is 75%. And you can see that implied volatility is pretty damn high at 71%, which is really nice. Actually 69.53. So if we were to go and sell one of these contracts even, we would end up making about $345 for every $9,000 position that we were to build, because it's 100 shares. So we would have to tie up $9,000. We would end up making $345 over the next couple of months, which would be 9 9s, 18, about a 3.5% to 4% return basically within 66 days. But we have a 75% chance of profit. And the cool thing here is that if we were to end up falling below support, we would get to buy our shares, our 100 shares of Facebook down at $90, which is just crazy, or even $100 if we wanted to do the $100 strike. That's the one we're looking at, down at $100, which means just for us to break even, Meta would have to drop 22%. Possibility, but still, for me, really, really safe trade. It's something I'm going to probably continue to look at, but I really like the way that Meta is looking long term. I think that this is really good for the company to make this switch and to make this movement, into trying to build the metaverse and looking less at like just social media. I think that we've really tapped out there as far as growth, and I think that what's giving the company some growing pains, in the price of the stock recently, I think overall is pretty damn good for the company and for long-term investors over the next 10, 20 years. So I will continue to be buying. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.